and there was only women in society, society would be in free fall collapse within hours.
I mean exactly what I'm saying. So I say this on any platform I'm talking to. So I'm not taking back what I'm saying. I stand on what I'm saying, and I believe what I'm saying.
Oh, calm down, calm down. Let's understand. Y'all think differently. Let's get rid of the chaos. Let's go. Time. You can't press rewind. Time. What's up, guys? I'm the message architect, and this is about how to listen and communication. This is based upon my content is about, do we listen correctly? Do we listen based upon our understanding? What does understanding mean? And how do we listen? So I want to break down how a message is broken down in a way that why you understand the way you understand. If you will then look at messages correctly, you will then understand them correctly, whether to disagree or agree. Again, this is the message architect, piece of the puzzle here. Hope this piece gives you peace. We're going to break down conversations in a way so we can build up to understand. A lot of times, understanding comes from you desiring to understand. And what's the biggest aspect we have with this discovery is men and women. There's an argument between men and women. Do we need women? Do we need men? Men need And the understanding is you have two different worlds speaking, and there's no filter. How do we filter this communication avenue? How does men filter what women say? How does women filter what men say? So I want to go ahead and show you two videos. I'm gonna have a commentary with both of them. I'm not gonna do the whole video. I'm gonna put the links of both videos in the description so you can go back and finish watching if you want to with what you just learned today. I think it's a great exercise for you understanding, like, man, do I listen right? Now, I am not going to look at these videos to talk about the topic. I want to show you how people listen so you can learn and grow on listening skill. A lot of times we have disagreements and we have conflicts because we misunderstood the message. I misunderstood what you had to say. Now, in the way we're about to discover and what we're going into is the fact that men and women are different. We're designed different because we have different purposes. It's not about who's better than who. It's about God designing us the way we are. All right. So before we get into any defensiveness about the topics they're talking about, let me be clear. This is not about intelligence. This is not about superiority. This is about design so you can have clarity for you. So when you go out into the world, you will then have a better ear to listen. God did not accidentally make men and women different. He made us different on purpose. And we both are genius in our design. God designed men and women to process information differently because he assigned us different responsibilities. Because of our responsibility, we have different design so we can do what we're responsible to do. All right? The different roles requires different wiring. Different assignments require different processing. All right. Design follows purpose. So let's stop right here. We're about to go into these both videos. And by the way, at the end of the video, I'm going to explain exactly why Satan went to Eve in the very first place. It's all connected to her design and her logistic thinking. Tune in till then. You want to keep watching. Let's go. And we'll have some fun. I'm going to show you exactly what's going on. All right, let's go. Now, one thing I want to show you is that both videos I'm going to show, I want you to see what the content is communicating. Number one, you're going to see a lot more women and only like one or two guys. In this case, the videos I'm using are two guys. They're trying to communicate from the rip, visual communication. There's levels of communicate. You listen with not just your ears. You listen with your eyes. You listen with what you smell. You listen with what you touch. All these things is required to listening. Listening is that's not just what you hear. It's what you consume totally. All right. So when you see both these videos, what are they communicating? There's two men. There's multiple women. In both assets, we have the guys that are older, and then you have the women that are younger. My thing is, this is a platform for favoring men's positioning. Why? Because if the men's position stands to be right and the women with all they have are wrong, then that strengthens the man's perspective. But right now, let's go ahead and react to this from the beginning, okay? So let's...
Do we need men?
Yes.
Starting with you, going around the table.
Do I need a man? No. Does the world need him? The world needs people.
Now, let me tell you from the rip. Men think logic. Women think logistically. People say things like women think or they are emotional. No. We're both emotional. We're just emotional about different stuff. Men and women are both sensitive. We're just sensitive about different stuff. Quick facts. Women are not aware for some things when it comes to security. Men are more aware. We're more sensitive to danger. When we are picking up that look and you get a feeling of, whoa, that sensitivity. When a man sees his team win a game, his son, he's proud. All the things he sees his son or his daughter do something, he's sensitive to things that comes from him or things that's emotion. Women do the same thing, except they do it in different areas. So we're not more or less sensitive. We're not they're emotional and we're not emotional. We're just emotional and sensitive in different areas. God made us this way for a reason, right? So when you look at both videos, when we look at these, you're gonna see the woman go somewhere logistically, and you're gonna see the man go somewhere logically. You're gonna see the man come from logic. You're gonna see the woman come from logistic. Logistic meaning they connect different things. X, Y, Z, A plus. It's like algebra. Men are more. 1 + 1 is 2. 2 × 2 is 4. Like we're more. Get to the point. Skipping all the nonsense, skipping all the fluff, skipping all things that we seem to be irrelevant. With them is no. That can be a variable. Scientist does this. That can be a variable. That can be a part of the reason why this is where it is. Logistics, how things connect. Okay, let's go back, and I want to show you. So he asks a logical question:
Do we need men?
Do we need men? She's now, or they are, look at the faces. Look at her face. They're thinking. They're processing, especially this one and this. They're processing. All right, let's go.
Starting with you, going around the table.
Do I need a man? No. Does the world need him? The world needs people.
She went logistic. See, he said we. He said, do we need men? We. Right? Her logistic thinking worked against her. This is a yes or no question. This is not about opinions. This is a factual question, yes or no. She began to separate his question into two questions because she's dancing around the answer. Logistic working against does not work when you're dealing with facts. But if you're dealing with opinions, that's a whole nother piece to the puzzle that's going to come later this video. But right now, you can't have logistics when it comes to factual information. Let's keep going.
Into the mic.
Humans, people in general. Do I personally need a man? No. Does the world need women, men alike? Yeah.
So you don't need a man romantically, but you need men.
This is when you seeing in real time where he said, do we need men? She said yes. Do mankind, men, women, humans? Yes, right? The thing is, why didn't he stop right there? She answered the question and she actually agreed. But what's going on is you are a part of the world. And he's like, do you need a man? And what he wanted to do, which was egotistical, was he couldn't let her go with her not admitting it. See, this is the desire of a man that wants to see a woman submit. Like, okay, we all need men. You are a part of society. So you need a man too. You take men out of the world, wouldn't it affect you too? The logical thinking is in effect, but her logistic thinking began from her not representing women. Now she just went to represent herself. Let's keep going.
No. Me personally, are you asking me personally, do I feel like I need a man at any point in my life?
Not romantically, but do you need men?
Me? No.
What are they saying? Me? No. Do you need men? See where the confusion is? Already, this conversation is starting off wrong. We do this a lot. You're going to see this. Take what I'm saying, and you're going to run it across the board, and you're going to see how people do this a lot. This is apple and oranges. This is pens and pencil. I want you to understand how he said it. Listen what he says.
You need men.
Do you need men? Do you need men? He's not even saying her, you, her, and y'all need men because of the word men. If it was pertaining to her specifically, he would have said, do you need a man? But he didn't say that. He said, do you need men? So look at her face.
Me? No.
But, well, if the world and society needs men, don't.
Me? No. But with the world, they're off topic. The logic thinking following logistic thinking is going to further push her into the rabbit hole of logistic thinking. Following where she's going to pull her back into logic, because in a fantasy world, anybody could do anything. But when it comes to a reality check, we're trying to bring her back to logic. And when you are logistic thinking, that becomes your reality, and you just don't want to hear what logic has to say.
You two need men, as you are
I am completely okay with going off grid, living on an island in peace.
How would you get to the island?
Now, I gave you my answer. Now, he's going to go in on her based upon, let me prove to you that you need a man with logic. I'm telling you how I'm listening. They keep going on with this for a little bit. We're going to fast forward to the next guy to prove the point, which is already proven, but to prove a point of logic versus logistics. This guy right here, he's figuring something out.
Well, I'll actually take it further. So I would postulate that absent men, and there was only women in society would be in free fall collapse within hours. Women do not and cannot, this is my claim, right? Even stronger than don't know how, but actually cannot maintain modern infrastructure. It's not even possible.
Why?
Now, if you notice, he didn't say an opinion, he said a fact, and they all submitted to why. You know why? Because it don't require no logistics. That's straight logic. Logistics can't reign in facts. He said a fact, and they just submitted to saying why. So I can collect information to get better at my logistics. Woo! Let's keep going. Now, I want you to say, he said, I'm not saying you know how, but even if you knew how, you still couldn't do it, is what he's saying, right?
Yeah, I don't even think that they could do that easily. It's because of the way that our bone structures are set, and then the way that we regulate our body temperature.
He's coming with design. We're designed to handle stuff when it comes to physical. When it comes to physically, I'm not here to prove his case. I'm here to help listening to his case. And that's what he's saying.
So you would probably say, if you were to look at the scope of women who are in the workplace who make complaints a lot of times what they complain about is the temperature. And they say, well, in a gendered scope, this isn't really fair because we tend to wear dresses and men tend to, wear suits and this kind of thing, right? So we're always cold. And but the truth is that even if they were in the same attire that you were in, they could still regulate the temperature of their bodies better. Men are less prone to take damage just on the work site, right? Building things, crafting things are less likely to take damage because of their bone density. I do not think that you could juxtapose or in some way take women and then have them take over men's jobs collectively, even if you gave them the same knowledge that those men had and that they could actually physically accomplish those.
Why can't I use my big, smart woman?
Now, he explains something. Logic, down to science. This is not what I think. I'm telling you what happens to our body. That is how our body is designed. They're designed to just deal with things differently. It has nothing to do with I'm speaking down on you. A man can't take care of a baby. A man can't deal with multitasking. We get frustrated because most of us are one-way thinking. There's some things women can do, men can't do. There's some things men can do and women can't do. Or we both will try to, but then we'll see this frustration because our design is different. So again, this one is more so about how men are talking logically in a correct way, proving a point, and women are trying to figure it out logistically. And they are not hearing what the man is saying because they're trying to figure out how he is wrong and a logistic mind way of thinking instead of taking the proof where it is. As soon as he got done talking, they all started to respond. Let's go.
Human brain to build a robot to do the physical work for me that I can't do. That's what I'm saying. As long as I have the tools, my brain can figure out any puzzle. I just need access to the tools. You're right. I can't lift hundreds of pounds.
Boom. If you go back, it's like, see how they all are talking at the same time? That's logistic. But there's more of this in a woman community where they all talking at the same time and they all can hear. It's like while that's going on, they can hear that do what, when, where. and it go da 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 da. If you go back, why? I'm not clowning them. I'm not shaming them. I'm not trying to kind of act like it's stupid. No, this is the beautiful genius of God. It's a simple fact that they think a certain way, and you can see it in real time. How they just all chatter at the same time because it's different variables that they're processing. They could do this, and it's not noise to them. To us, it's like, everybody talking, chill. Logically, I can't get the facts. One person at a time. To them, it's their world.
Well,
if I chose to get interested, I'd learn.
Hang on a second. Let me get into this with you for just a second. You would agree that men right now don't like lifting heavy shit.
No, that's why we built. That's why wheels existed, because we learned that we can roll things on them. It's a tool.
Hang on. Why aren't they building then big, massive robots to do all this heavy lifting for them for things like roofing and things?
Probably because it gives them job security.
They would still have job security.
Would they have job security if women were building the robots and didn't need men?
It's a matter of possibility.
I mean, I haven't answered the question yet. I don't think that. I think the world needs men and women. Obviously, we can't reproduce without sperm. I want to have a baby and I need a sperm donor to do so. Like, I'm not saying that I want a world eradicated of men.
Okay, we're going to assume that you have enough sperm on ice to
See, this is him trying to prove we're more than just sperm donor. Now, from this is where he's coming. I'm standing on his side of this conversation of what he means. He's coming from the meaning of we're more than just sperm donors and you got to respect us on our design. And she's looking at the whole logistics of, well, I could be just as much as you can, even in design. And that's where the concept of the conversation being understood is being broken. All right, we're gonna watch a little bit more, then we're gonna move on to the next video.
Populate with women only for 200 years.
Then I don't think we need men.
Then it wouldn't be.
If sperm was off the table, I think that I respect the fact that a lot of women love men and want them in their life.
These men are trying to communicate something that we're more than just sperm from a logical standpoint of knowledge. The women are not getting what they're saying and staying in their logistics of we can be on our own without you. Thus, the conversation can be made. Now, you stop right here. Just so you know, we need each other. Both man and woman is the image of God. See, this guy is speaking logic and he's staying on logic and he's not chasing at the logistic. He's staying where he's at. That's why she said, you're right. And this right here, he's dealing with facts. And they're trying to process facts through logistic thinking. And it's just not going to work. It's not going to make sense. Let's go to our next video. Now here we have Fresh and Fit. I show you a video where the man was in a right place, but they broke the conversation where the woman could not understand the logic of the man. But now I want you to see how the woman is right and the man can't see the logistics of a woman's thinking. But let's go ahead and do some commentary.
What do you think is more attractive to a guy? A woman that is not promiscuous, not that intelligent, not college educated, but follows the lead and is fairly quiet?
I mean, most women that are like that are not.
Hold on. You didn't even hear the question.
Go for it.
And you're trying to talk.
Listening.
Oh, are you really?
Wow.
So, number one, not college educated, not necessarily the smartest girl, but quiet and submissive and not promiscuous. Let's say maybe one body count or a virgin. Or a girl that's cultured, educated, has had 10 bodies and is independent. Which one do you think most men would find attractive?
Which one you want? See, once you ask someone what they think, what's better, would you rather, you have now given up logistics its way of ruling. This whole conversation is opinionated. Logic doesn't rule with opinion. When it comes down to opinionated topics, logic doesn't run the show. It helps run the show as we get information, but logistics run the show of opinions because you need variables, what situationals, things happen. If you ask me what I think, I'm now going to give you my opinion about something. When you say who's better, that team, what looks better, green or blue? That's a variable of depending on who's judging what's better. So when he asks a question, what's better, he has now, and the whole topic, even if he didn't ask that question, the whole topic reigns under logistic. Logistic is running the show. Logic can't run the show over here. So that's what's going on right here.
the latter person is more attractive?
They're both equally attractive.
They're both as equally
Logistic. She's going into comparison. Okay, what is this? So let me ask questions. Okay, they attractive. And again, we see another table, 2 men, bunch of women. But let's keep on.
attractive.
Yes. Who do you think the man is going to go for?
I think generally.
Don't use your ego invested. I want you to give me an.
Again, she's answering a question, but yet he cuts her off. I want you to see what happened in the beginning. He's answering a question, and now he's interjecting, but now he has a right, but she has to be quiet. Do you see what's going on why we clash? I want to still bring you back in how to listen. And instead of her listening from a pure standpoint, he is now shaping her world of thinking logically. That's why he says what he's about to say. Now keep this in mind. You see what I'm saying?
Objective. What do you think a majority of men would go for?
They'd go for the one that they can tell what to do.
Oh.
So that's going to be the one that's less educated.
And not as traveled and cultured or whatever. So because you used that earlier.
Yeah. And
as
that's going to be
you...
your ideal. Like a man who's actually high value is going to want someone who has those traits. They're not going to want a dumb little 18-year-old bitch who doesn't know how to do shit, because that's not being coachable. Being coachable is bringing skills to the table that can be utilized.
No, it's not.
Paul, she now says coachable. Coachable don't mean you're not coached at all. I'm your first coach. That's not what it means. She's giving you her definition of coachable. A woman can have certain skill sets and still be coached, and she's proven her point. You could be well rounded. Matter of fact, the more experience you do have, far as traveling, this and third, whatever, the more you can assist the man if you're going to be his helpmeet, if you're going to come through a place of being his wife. You're now seeing logistics trumping logic because we think differently. But us thinking logically and logistic together, that's how we dominate. One's not better than the other. It's just one does better in certain situations than the other. That's what's going on. But let's keep going.
Like you can't be like, hey, can you
utilize my skills?
Okay. Yeah.
So who do you think? So now the dudes, instead of having a healthy conversation, he now goes into insult. That's when somebody got hurt. She said something that was true that kind of made them, and instead of talking to her, he's now saying things passively. Oh, now skill set. The way he said it was, rewind it. Let's rewind it.
My skills. Okay.
Yeah.
the table that
minimizing the woman's position. Instead of having an intelligent conversation, he want to minimize and insult her by his response, which is what? Emotional, but let's keep going.
Can be utilized.
No, it's not.
Like you can't be like, hey, can you
utilize my skills? Okay.
Yeah.
So who do you think is more likely to follow?
They just trump logic with logistics of variables makes things mean something. Variables change the meaning of the situation. And you're going to see the women dominate this conversation with their logistics. Let's keep going.
Follow a man's lead, the girl that I described first or the girl that's second?
If I have a man who is superior to me, can help me get on that level, can help me continue to grow, then he's going to pick me because he doesn't have to train someone from a child.
That wasn't a question I asked.
Repeat.
Now, she answered it with her logistics. But let's keep going. And I'm not trying to favor them. I just want you to understand how they're trumping the conversation because the man is trying to keep her in his way of answering. No, stay with logic. Don't act like you. Don't answer like a woman. Answer like a man. Answer with logic. Don't answer with logistics. I don't want your logistics. I want logic. So give me what instead of letting them woman be. See, the thing is, the other video with the other white guys, instead of the women letting the man be logic, let the man be logic. This is a video showing that men are not letting the women be logistic. We all need to let each other be who God designed us to be. Because when you answer me a question, I can't help but to give you in the way I think. That's you cannot think outside of your design. Not saying you can't understand outside of your design either. Let's keep going.
The question I asked is, of those two women that I just described, which one is going to be more likely to follow his lead?
I mean, it depends.
The first woman.
The first one, because she doesn't know what she's doing.
Naturally, until she's lost a few men by not letting him lead, and then you know better now.
Boom. Who do you know? That's why students listen to teachers. That's why children listen to parents. If you have a younger woman that don't know nothing and she dealing with a man that knows more, she's naturally, yes, you're right. in your world that you have painted, correct. Let's keep going.
Yeah, but which one is better? The one that's lost a few minutes?
Now, see now, yo, it's amazing. She answered a question, and now he's saying, well, which one is better though? See, first he came with facts. Now you want opinion? Well, if you want her opinion, she's now going to give you her opinion. See, when you deal with better or what you think, this and third, whatever, things are going to get opinionated, right? Now the conversation went from logistical factual, now it went to logical opinion. Here we go. Let me rewind a little bit. Watch it. Watch in real time.
Men by not letting him lead, and then you know better now.
Yeah, but which one is better? The one that's lost a few men or the one that hasn't?
I think the woman that's lost a few men because she knows how to keep one now.
You asked her a question. Who do you think is better? Based upon learning and knowing, remember, he's coming from not women. He's talking about an 18-year-old, 21, 22-year-old that don't know nothing versus a woman that been through some stuff and now she knows some things. You ask which one is better. She's telling you the answer and telling you why. Now, where he's coming from is which one a man wants, going back to the logistical thinking. Let's keep going.
Man wants a girl without a past, but it depends if she's living currently in her past and her past experiences. Like dicks. Like if I was this girl then and I get with this guy now, I'm not promiscuous anymore. I'm not saying I have never been promiscuous, but I'm definitely not promiscuous now.
Yeah, what are you crazy? Yeah.
Now, let me talk to you real quick. They asked the women a question. Which one is better? Which is opinionated. She's asking and saying something from her worldview of understanding. Look what I used to do and look who I am now. I am good to go with a man and I'm good for him. Off of my experience. That doesn't speak for every single man. I mean, every single woman. And that doesn't speak for every man that these people or these dudes are speaking of, that every man is a man that a woman gonna be with. This is both, again, a fantasy world, but the logic and logistic of these thinkings, look at the dude's face. He's looking at the other dude like what? Let's keep going and see how it is gonna keep going.
What's going on here?
The way I was, listen, the way I was when I was 18, 21, I gave it up for nothing because I thought a man telling me he liked me.
We know. Yeah. Stop.
See, they're not listening to her. She's now confessing probably, I was loose back then. Or I gave it up to someone that disliked it. I want you to listen to what she's saying and look how they're reacting. They're not even letting her finish. You see how that go? And look how the women are letting them talk. You can see her face. You can see she looking at him like, are you immature? Now watch this. Watch how she explained and look at their reaction.
One, I gave it up for nothing because I thought a man and I get with this guy now. I'm not promiscuous anymore. I'm not saying I have never been promiscuous, but I'm definitely not promiscuous now.
Yeah, what are you crazy? What's going on here?
The way I was, listen, the way I was when I was 18, 21, I gave it up for nothing because
She said it. I gave it up. I didn't know better. I just gave it up for nothing. But look what she says.
I thought a man telling me he liked me.
We know.
She ain't even get to finish. The man told he liked me. I thought this was it. I was about to be one. I thought this was my world of a woman. I have dealt with idiots and people that just use me for my body. This is not a man. I was younger. I was the dude say he liked me. I laid with him. This and third. I was being with him. And what happened? He just tossed me to the side. I'm not saying she's about to say that, but we look at society, how men do women of younger age. You don't take them seriously. And she has an experience of, I didn't know better. As well as we deal with savage women, we also have savage men, predators. And this is now survival of the fittest. You got to know some things these days just to make sure you good. That knowledge come through wisdom by listening to someone, parents, mentors, things of that nature, or is experience. Now watch what she say.
Listen to what I'm saying.
Listen to what I'm saying to you.
Listen to what I'm saying to you.
No, but you're going.
I mean exactly what I'm saying. So I say this on any platform I'm talking to. So I'm not taking back what I'm saying. I stand on what I'm saying, and I believe what I'm saying. If you get at me being 21, 18, 19, I have had sex with men that I don't know better. You don't know better. You're allowing a man to sell you a dream. You don't know if what's true, what's not. He's basically saying whatever you need to hear to get in your drawers until you get a little older and you realize the next guy you go on a date with, this is cap. I'm not gonna have sex with him without him really proving that he's trying to be with me. Like she was saying earlier, she's been having sex with this guy with no title. When I got to a certain age, there is no sex with no title. I'm not just laying down with anybody. I'm not shacking up. I'm not playing house. This is the first man I've ever lived with. This is the first man I'm buying a house with. I'm not playing house with you. You understand what I'm saying? So there's certain things that you just learn as you get older. Everybody's not gonna go through the same learning lessons, obviously.
All right, let's I got a scenario here. We're gonna go into.
See, this is what I call factual opinion, meaning she's a living proof of what she's saying, so it sticks. This right here out trumps. This right here is the reason why she's dominating the conversation over him. Facts is proof. She's a living proof to what she's saying, so her opinion is factually right. I'm a variable. I'm a variable of what your hypothesis is wrong. Because when you put me in the equation of your scenario, it doesn't work. Thus, you're wrong, sir. She said something, laid it down, and you saw it got quiet, and now they about to shift the conversation. Why? Because she has defeated and overcome and won that part of it. Because they're coming from the world of men has been using. So I'm letting you know why things are the way they are. I've been through what you just said, and I have been tricked. I have been sold a dream. And what's going on here is she answered their question with you right. But let me give you different scenarios where your logic doesn't live in reality, bro. For real, it doesn't live in reality. That's what she's saying. You're not listening. You just want me to agree with your logic, but your logic is not reality of what we're going through in society. If we're going to talk about it, let's talk about it. Reset. I want you to see what happened, everybody.
I got a scenario here. We're going to go into a dream world, all right?
Everyone close their eyes.
So let's say you go to the Gucci store, right? And you buy a bag, right? And you see that it's on sale, right? It could be Gucci, Louis Vuitton, whatever you like. I don't know.
Dior,
whatever, right?
Whatever fits.
Whatever store you like, person. You go and you get the bag and you get it on sale. It's normally a $2,000 bag. You got it for $1,000. Holy fuck, 50% off. Fucking sick, right? You go, you tell your girl, take a picture of it, send it to her. Look at this bag I just got. Oh my God, girl. And she's like, oh my God, I got that bag too. I paid $700 for it. Whoa, hold on one second. What? And then you tell another friend and they say, oh no, I paid $500 for it. And you're like, what the fuck? So you're pissed. You go back to that store and you say, what the fuck? People got a discount on this shit. I paid $1,000. I know someone that paid $500. I know someone that paid $700. This is bullshit. And then while you're there at the store, you see other people buy the bag. Someone pays $10. Someone pays $2,000. Someone gets it for free. Someone gets it for $100. You're like, what the fuck is going on? And the salesperson looks you dead in the eye and says, oh no, that's your price. What the fuck? How'd that make you feel?
Pause. He gave a scenario. Never said who represent what. In the world of the women, who represent what in this scenario? The person buying the bag is who? I didn't even think about the salesperson until at the end of it. And I'm thinking about the bag itself. What the bag represents and the price. What do that represent? Women are now filtering out the scenario to give an answer. His question was, don't tell me nothing about the story. If you was this person that bought the bag for $1,000, 50% off, and all this stuff happened, he asked, how would you feel? Let's go.
Mad as fuck. I'll be pissed. Mad.
I mean, I'll be upset, but I gotta respect.
Okay.
Do better research.
I guess upset.
Not happy.
Yeah, I wouldn't be happy.
That's exactly how men feel when they have to wait for the box or court you to get sex. That's how men feel about it.
Paul, now look at their face. You can't just look at like, what? How do men? How? Like her face, like, yeah, I got you. She's looking at like, and then all of them are thinking. It's not about the topic, people. I want you to see how the women have to now filter the question, the scenario with the answer. They done answer the question and said, boom. That's how men feel. Let me empathize with this. Let me see what's going on. All right, let's keep going.
So explain to me how you.
And then she said, I'm not going to sit here and deny it. Okay, you right? Cool, we get it.
Sit there, right? And make someone pay full price for something that other people got for free, got for a dinner here, got for a McChicken here, or someone else paid $1,000 here. Like, it's amazing to me how women will sit there, right, and say, I'm worth this. But you let that nigga fuck for free. That guy.
Now, I want you to understand scenario would just flip. You didn't even see it. He started out with the conversation about who does a man want to be with. And he's saying the fact that you went in and bought the bag for $1,000. You see somebody got it for $700. You see somebody got it for $400 and this and third, whatever. And the salesperson said, well, that's your meaning the salesperson is the woman, the man is the one buying the bag, but the bag, is it sex or the relationship? I'm not fully, but the money I paid for is what did I do to get it? This dude did nothing but take you to McDonald's and he got you smacked. Are we valuing the relationship or are you talking about sex? This is where his logic is being lost because he's not staying on point about the relationship. Relationships are not just sex. Or is it very important? Yes, but it's not just that. But guess what the women are thinking about? Now you're talking about sex? You were talking about relationship. I'm more than my body. So we're talking about everything about a woman. But you just minimize the woman, and this is what they're seeing. That you want to see them work it out? This black chick right here, she ain't nothing to play with. I ain't gonna hold you. So my whole thing is this. He's saying they just in their own world. My whole thing is I'm real big on looking at somebody in the eye. They're looking at them, but they look down. That's like, to me, that's a place of disrespect. Like, you're not even gonna look me in my eye. Like, he been looking everywhere else but to them once in a while. If you rewatch this video, you're gonna see him barely look at it. And this dude right here, if you watch it, gets his validation from this guy. He's on the side of this guy. He does more of the talking, but he only makes jokes because he can't. If this dude leave the room, he can't be in the room with these women because he will be walked all over. This guy, with his ego and where he stands on, don't need this guy. This guy is okay on his own, but because of his alternative motive with his questioning, is it about a relationship or is it about sex? Men, we love sex. We want sex. This guy thinking like, boom, got you. Look how men feel. Let's keep watching.
Took you to McDonald's. When you're that guy took you for 555. That guy took you for Komodo. What the fuck is going on? This is bullshit. But I find it amazing how y'all will sit there and say, well, this is my price now. No. I am not going to pay full price
you on clearance
for a vehicle with mileage on it.
Yo.
Period.
Cool.
That's how men look at women.
Cool. She said, no problem. Now, my thing is this. Took her time. You could go back and play. She sat there and listened to him. She said, cool. No problem, bro. There we go.
But, okay. Now, what about you, right? Let's just take you for an example.
Sure.
I meet you somewhere when you were in your moving out your mama house.
Okay.
You wasn't this guy who was able to... I don't know. I used to live in Miami, so your rent is probably like $4,500. I don't know, something like that.
Way more, sweetheart.
Okay.
Way more.
But yeah.
Whatever.
We get what you're saying.
Okay. Now you move out of here. Somebody takes over this building and moves in here and says, my rent is way cheaper than yours. Yeah, you're going to be pissed, but it's the time frame that you got in. The building is revamped. Things are redone. The elevator looks different. There's marble floors now. Oh, my God. When I used to live here, the bathrooms weren't this big. Shit changes.
Yeah.
It is what it is. The niggas that dated me back then, they couldn't even hold a candle to the girl that I am now.
Boom! I didn't know what I was back then, so I might have gave it up cheaper. But now I know who I am. I'm not, bro. I'm not. He took the same scenario, made them the woman, made the property the situation. The landlord is the person you are dealing with. He come do things differently. You telling me you gonna come in? That's not what I paid. But bro, the situation is better. A better bathroom. Logistics versus logical. Let's go. We're gonna do a little bit longer, and then we're gonna end with a very insightful of how to communicate with men and women and how we can talk to each other.
Yeah,
you understand
100%.
what I'm saying? They couldn't have the same conversations, and I damn sure wouldn't fall for half of the shit that I fell for then. You live and you learn. I'm so thankful that God sent me a man that's able to forgive for the mistakes and the unknowledgeable experiences that I've had in my life, because now I know better. So I would never give myself to a man that didn't deserve it. I would never just go off of somebody talking to me. And
now, I want you to see how they mess up what you just learned by throwing, when rewind it. 'Cause remember, we listen with our ears. We also listen with our eyes. But that's a whole nother video I'm gonna go about. Watch this.
Because now I know better. So I would never.
Instead of letting her flow, you're now dictating to the view And she clearly said, I did stuff. And I'm glad I'm with a man that knows my value and he can now see me for who I am. But you will miss that whole message. That's why I'm the message architect. I'm showing you how to deliver the message to you, breaking it down so you got understanding, building it back up to understanding and clarity. This was very respectful to you as the viewer to block you from a truth. Not towards the women. I'm not even talking about women. Men that are viewing this could have learned something because how she sound, how she move, and what she has learned.
Give myself to a man that didn't deserve it. I would never just go off of somebody talking to me and just because they said I was pretty or they bought me this, I'm going to give up the pussy. You have morals. I can say at one point being a young girl, you don't have no morals, especially if you don't know no better. You have to live and you have to learn. Now, my man already knows what type of woman I am. He already knows that I have values. I'm not.
Look, you're not even looking. She know it, but I don't need you to look at me, bro. And all these women, every time she talk, they smile because she is standing up for all of them. With proper logistic thinking that trumps knowledge. Please understand, logic doesn't work in every single situation. It needs help with logistics. Logic can, let me fix that a little better. Logic works, but it works better to add logistics. I know what you're saying, bro, but let me go ahead and give you some wisdom.
I'm moving like that. I'm not promiscuous. I'm not that horny anymore either. Like, you understand what I mean?
All right.
You triggered my trap card!
But if I'm a real estate investor, I'm always going to go with the newer property because I'm able to depreciate it better. I'm able to get better tax.
Now, instead of him hearing what she got to say, his ego couldn't take it. He saw the logic of what you said about the property, and he's going to come back at her with what she just used, property. All right, cool.
Card!
But if I'm a real estate investor, I'm always going to go with the newer property because I'm able to depreciate it better. I'm able to get better tax benefits. I'm able to go ahead and charge higher rent than the older building.
Maybe.
The reality is this, man. Men always want younger, better, firmer, tighter, period. Older women, unfortunately, a lot of the times have more sexual experience, more baggage, more negative experiences
And
with
tighter
men.
web.
More negative experiences with men, and that goes ahead and gets attributed to me as the man. I want a clean slate that I could work with and mold this woman into what I want. Men since the beginning of time have always preferred women that have lower sexual notch counts and virgins. There's a reason why. Because when a woman, right, no one wants to be where everyone else has been. And no, God
Same
forbid,
pussy.
I put a goddamn ring on it when other guys have paid next to nothing.
You up some Tim's with some Heineken and some Hennessy and some pizza. Say, yo, trying to chill?
Bro, like
when I was 18, 20, now if he's saying that now as me as a grown-ass woman with actual valuables and assets, yes, I would feel that way.
But the newer building is always going to be better.
Yeah, but I also got that brownstone in Brooklyn that when I first bought it, it was worth, I don't know, $70,000 and it's worth 2.5 now.
Unfortunately, women don't operate like men and appreciate over time. They depreciate over time.
Maybe some, but I don't know about you. I don't know about you, but
Watch what we about to say. Oh, you want to see something appreciate over time? Here it go.
the older I get, the finer I get, the richer I get,
That
the
is
better
an
smarter I get. It's not a delusion. I mean, I can show you pictures.
Okay,
I can show you stats.
Okay, no, I'm gonna show you a stat right now.
too.
Men polled all over the world between 18 to 60 years old.
Yeah.
Guess what they find the most attractive female age group?
What?
18
25.
to 24.
Until they smell their panties and still lingering piss in that.
No. Again, men between 18 years old to 60 years old.
Yeah.
When?
All right, he's coming with logic. Men like younger. Yes, logic, right? He's right. Statistically, they want younger. They like innocent, period. Let's keep watching.
Polled, undoubtedly preferred women between 18 to 24 years old. Period. That's
What do
a
you
fact.
prefer? What do you prefer?
I prefer younger women.
You prefer
Now, here it go. What do you prefer? I prefer younger women.
how old?
How
So
young?
how old are you?
Now you don't want to answer.
Because I want to know, how old are you? And then when you're bringing home these 22, 23-year-olds, what are you really trying to get from them?
Yeah.
Boom. What she said was, are we talking about relationship or are you just talking about getting booty? Now, in the woman's logistic thinking, which is dealing with equations and variables and preferences and what about situations, situational things, right? She said, out of this whole conversation, let's plug you in this equation. Let's put your information in this equation. I'm about to calculate you because if he give her answer, he's then going to be calculated as he don't give nothing because he don't want to be figured out. He's hiding. It's amazing how you want someone to give an answer, but when somebody asks you a question that deals with what? Logic. See, this guy I'm letting you know he's very, I call it masculine feminism. You're very strong in you're very strong in so much feminism that it in its anger, it could look like masculine, but it's not. So what happened is, in this situation, she's clocked him. If you look at her, if you go back and look at her, she's zoned in with facts. I'm gonna try to like play it again and look at how she's zoning in, like, oh, I got you. She clocked, and at the end of the day, she still pulled his card. And look how he looked. Guilty as ever. And her logistics trumped his logic. Because that's what it all has come down to. See, y'all looked at that page thinking they were talking about relationships. I want you to see her, look at her face, and watch how, look at her face. What you really talking about? She caught his logistic move. Man, I'm ahead of you, bro. I already know what you about. Is it about a relationship, or you just trying to bring some poo nanny home? This is when you see logistics out trump ignorant logic. And that's a part I wanted to point out with you. All right. Design always follows purpose. You don't make something and say, what I'm gonna use this for? You always say, I need this done. Then you make something to get it done. God didn't make you and then say, now what can I do with y'all? How can y'all make this work? No. Before he made the body, if you go to Genesis chapter 1, he said male or female. Then he made the body and then pulled the body from Adam to make the female body. Before he made them, he gave them their purpose. When we're dealing with Eve, why? Why does Satan go to Eve? Because when you deal with logic, you're dealing with facts. You're dealing with things that are 1 + 1 is 2. Do not touch the tree. But a woman's logistic. That's why he came with her with questions, to begin to make her think. She's now going into different variables of possibilities, and that's where you get suckered into. That's what happened to women when they out here. When you get suckered into something, when a man is selling you a dream, when you get suckered into being promiscuous, or when you get into a situation because your mind is being played with. And when your logistic mind is being played with, guess what happens? You could be played like a puppet and don't even know, because it's being used according to your design. And when she said she looked at the fruit and said she looked at it and it was good to eat, it was good to make one, she saw the possibilities, the equation. And that's why Satan went to her, because of her design and her logistic thinking of a help meet. He didn't go to Adam because Adam was the facts. If you went to Adam, are you supposed? No, we're not supposed to do that. Well, what about? No, we're not supposed to do that. Period. Like, I don't know what we're talking about for. That's it. No, the answer is no. I'm not. No, what tree? Why does it matter? What you got to do with this? So he ain't come that way. He came to her so he could go ahead and make his way through her logistic thinking. And a lot of times, women, that's why you're getting played a lot. And men, that's why you get played up. Because once you don't know and you're not self-aware of who you are, you're not in control. That's why we have chaos. But because a piece of the puzzle, we now have clarity. We don't talk to each other based upon, do I know your purpose? How that sounds in the world of dating. By you remaining to operate out of your purpose. But if you play in the other world, you then become foggy. How to lead your life with purpose, and your design is meant to help it. Men and women think differently. Men tend to think and listen linear, logical. This, then this, then this. Period. They listen for the point. Men listen for solutions. And we can't get to solution if I don't know the problem. Because I'm a person that I'm not even trying to think of the solution until we get to understand, we agree what the problem is. If the problem is not clear, how can we think of a clear solution? Direction and outcome. Why? Because man is designed to lead, protect, build, make decisions under pressure. We're built for pressure. Women tend to think listening rationally and holistically, logistically. They process facts, emotions, context, history, implications. They have to get these things. Why? Because women are designed to nurture, discern, connect, preserve life and relationship. So what do we have here? How can we put this in a scenario where we can apply this? If you ask a woman a question, she has to think about everything. This is why when you tell a man, hey, I want to go to California, he's like, okay, do we have the money? Where's the car? Oil change? Get in the car? Let's go. The woman, it says a road trip. The woman's like, well, hold on. We gotta get snacks. We gotta get this. I gotta get extra diapers because we got a baby. Then the kid's gonna cry. Then, you know what I'm saying? This and third, whatever. All right, kids. Remember, it's always a mom. Y'all need to go. Out of learning, the man might say, "Anybody's the bathroom we go?" Because I tired us leaving, and we about to leave, and you gotta say, "I got this bathroom." But regardless, the woman's gonna be like, "All right, go to the bath." The man's like, "Ah." So she's thinking about the bag, the cook. What can we do? This and third. Da 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 da. The thing is, the bottom line. Women don't just hear what you said, they hear what you mean. So when you mean to do something, they get the meaning of it and they filter the details on how to make it nurturable. How can we work together by talking? How can I talk to you, how you understand, and men and women, vice versa. Men needs women processing because it brings empathy, awareness, emotional intelligence, and rational clarity. Women need men processing because of direction, stability, decision making, and forward momentum. When a man learns to slow down and listen, he gains wisdom. When a woman learns to trust a man's direction, she gains security. This is how it works. God didn't make us different to compete. He made us different so we can complete. All right? Same value, same intelligence, but we're just differently designed in a genius way. Just know, factual conversation needs logic. Opinionated conversation needs logistics. Not saying one don't belong there, but logic helps logistics in opinionated conversation. Logistics helps logic in factual conversations. All right, so watch this over again. Go over these. Now you understand what you're saying. You might look at things differently. Pay attention. How you look if you're in a relationship or you're talking to your mom, your kids. How fathers need to deal with their daughters. How mothers need to deal with their sons. Things of that nature. Fathers, mothers at your job. This is going to help you deal with the opposite of sex. Learning the way they think is not to be disrespected, but just to be understood. This is Piece to the Puzzle, and I hope this piece gave you peace. Peace. Time.